What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Once again, we are back with F1 2020. Now, I know you're already typing it down in the comments. Where's career mode? Where is career mode? It's coming. Hopefully tomorrow. I've had some problems with the update that's come out for F1 2020. It always messes with mods, and a lot of career mode YouTubers will relate with me on that. And it's just taking a little bit of time to get things sorted out, but hopefully it will be back tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going to test the online, and the latest patch has made a couple of changes to the online experience, just general bug fixes, one of which being the illegal overtake penalties being fixed under safety car. Apparently that's fixed. We'll test that out at some point. And then I think in general penalties may be a little bit better as well. Anyway, there's a whole raft of changes which you guys can go check out if you look in the right places. Maybe I'll link the article down in the description or something. But yeah, this is an open lobby that I joined. I'll leave a link to the streamer down in the comments. It is Mr. Stryfium SJ. Follow him on Twitch. Pretty good guy. Recently started watching his streams, and he's got quite a few loyal followers, some of which are quite fast. They're quite handy. A lot of them are league races, and that is the focus of this video. We're racing against some highly skilled players on F1 2020, and I'm going to test my mettle against some of them. So, as you saw in qualifying, I bottled my lap at the fast turns 10-11 complex, which means we didn't get a lap in, and we're starting in P13. So, we've got a lot of work to do in this Australian Grand Prix, which is already a track which is very difficult to overtake at. However, we're going to fight our way through nonetheless. Off we go for my home race, and let's see if we can get past Count Dooku. Yep, that's definitely the right spelling. As we head down into turn 1, it's a bit of carnage. Count Dooku getting his lightsabers out, ghosting through the Haas driver, but then Count Dooku gets sliced up like Anakin Skywalker's training dummy. Down into turn 3, 3 wide for all of us. We managed to gain a lot of positions there. I don't know how. Everyone else crashing. Then I lost momentum, and then someone hit me up the butt, and that gave me the forwards momentum that I needed to move up into the top 6, which is absolutely wonderful. First corner cutting warning of the race. Let's minimize those as much as possible. We're in with the league racing crowd in this open lobby, so we can't make too many mistakes like that, otherwise we'll be finishing nowhere in this Grand Prix. Up into top flight now as we go in a rich and overtake in an effort to get past the racing point. We slide up the inside into the fast turns 10 and 11 complex, and we learn our lesson after qualifying. I think I was running 3.8 wings. I lowered the front wing to 2.8, and it's a little bit more compliant in the rear, so it enables us to push that a little bit more. I'm always testing the waters when it comes to downforce, so I'm running quite aggressive setups these days, and you've seen, like in the league racing video, I got the balance wrong there, and it's just a constant testing game to see what works and what doesn't for me. I'm doing my best to, you know, get up there, improve the game, understand, get a better understanding of setups and how it works and everything. We're getting there slowly, kids, but it's going to take time before I'm not rusty anymore. Anyway, Mr. Chenge, I think is his name, has a poor run through the middle sector. We're going to go around the outside of him and the Ferrari at the same time, and that is a double overtake into the middle sector, one of which you never see around the Australian Grand Prix, but we have just made that work for us. We are now on the podium after 2 laps. We've gained 10 spots and set the fastest up of the Grand Prix in the process. This is madness. Now, we're in the battle for the win. Double OT mucks up turn 1, then Yoda MRL mucks up turn 2, and now it's 3 wide for all of us. And this is a very spicy battle that is unfolding in this race. This is my first race of the day, and this is what I get greeted with round the outside at turn 6 there, but nothing quite doing there, having to bide our time, be very patient. Yoda rushes into the corner a little bit too quickly and makes a mockery of that. We're going to have a look up the inside into turn number 9. That is job done. Yoda is a really fast driver. He's not only a Jedi Master, but he's also a master of the F1 games. But I don't think he's having an overall good race today. He's thrown away the lead at this point. maybe Australia isn't his track. Maybe he's not loaded a setup. I don't know. I could make endless excuses for him. But usually Yoda is rapid on this game. So, we inherit the effective lead, and that is because Double OT in the Alfa Romeo has a 2-second time penalty against his name, and that puts us in the box seat to win this race if things stay as they are and we don't pick up a time penalty ourselves in the final 2 laps. Checking the engine temps, pretty low on ERS deployment, so gonna have to manage this pretty well down into lean as we go through turns 1 and 2. Pretty good run there for us, and now we're gonna have slipstream DRS and the golden run around the outside into turn 3. That is the lead of the Grand Prix for us, if we can make it stick. And we do. A bit of oversteer as well on exit, and that is us through into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. I don't know. I honestly don't know how I did that. I don't know if the other guys were holding back or were purposely slowing down to let me catch up. I don't know, but either way, the sandbags for those guys should be off. But we're continuing to, well, at least hold the lead. We're holding the lead. We don't have any penalties against our name, and life is looking pretty gravy at this stage. One thing I will say is after the update, the force feedback of my wheel was completely changed. It's a lot heavier now on my Fanatec CSL Elite. Let me know if you guys are experiencing anything different or the same. But that was the race. P13 to victory at a non-overtaking track. That was pretty mental in the space of 5 laps. I will definitely take that as my first race of the day. Not too bad if you ask me. But yeah, there we go. Won by just over 4 seconds. 13th to 1st. The guy behind me went from 14th to 2nd. So he did, well, just as good as me, to be honest. However, got a penalty. He got into the lead before I did, I think. No, it was double OT. Never mind. In the end, we win and we move on to the next race, which is Canada. I'm only going to show a brief couple of snippets because if I show all the action from all the races, this is going to be a 3-hour video. But I was very, very happy with that move right there at the Wall of Champions chicane. My reward for pulling off one of the best moves of the day was encountering this Red Bull who we outbrake into the hairpin. Decides to give us absolutely no space on the exit phase of that corner. And for whatever reason, he didn't like that. He didn't like that he spun me out. And so he had to take it that one step further and really confirm that I was dead in that race. So that was that. We move on to Hungary. Got pole position. The Red Bull got kicked. And we can enjoy life again. 5 red lights. And we are underway for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Also rocking a helmet now. Rocking the Project Cars helmet, which is absolutely lovely. You might have noticed I'm not running my Tiametmarduk style helmet, and that's, again, because my mods aren't working. When I load all of my mods into the game doesn't even start up. It doesn't make it past the start menu. So that's a bit of an issue that myself and Sevi are having to fix at the moment, and that's why I can't do career mode, because I don't have my driver's suit. I don't have, oh, goodbye. Lead of the Grand Prix. He got a 2-second penalty as well for that. That is rough. Either way, we lead this race and we win this race. That was a race. That was we had a pretty good setup and good pace at Hungary, so that was that. But moral of the story, I don't have any of my custom mods at this point. It will be back tomorrow, hopefully, which is yeah, a constant struggle which I'm always having to deal with when Codemasters update the game. But anyway, we run through turn 1. We kind of skip out turn 1 as we got hit off there. But we fight our way back onto the track and back onto the podium as we get up the inside of Capita Hood in the Ferrari. And that sees us up on the podium now. You can see the 2 race leaders. Free gift. Take each other out. And I now lead this race. So Hungary, I got a gift by the race leader falling off the circuit this time. Another gift, and it's down to us to see if we can hold on. You can see here I'm not maximizing the chicanes, the fast S's, and that's in an effort to hold up the Ferrari to let the Alfa Romeo have a go at him, but that had the opposite effect. The Alfa Romeo got a shocking run out of Magnus Beckett's and was nowhere. And the Ferrari overtook me in the end, and now we have to fight back. I was trying to back him up into Alfa Romeo because he doesn't have a penalty. I was hoping he'd pick up one, but now we have to overtake him on circuit. I've just picked up another penalty, and my chances of winning this Grand Prix are now completely out the window. However, we're going to see if we can get this guy on circuit. We're up in a rich and overtake, and we're going to go to the inside. No, he defends. So we go round the outside at Stowe, which gives us the inside for the final couple of corners. Up we go. Lead is taken back, and that is... it's not a masterclass. It's just your average tutorial on how to bottle a race and throw it away. In the end, it's P4. So I won on track, but because of the closeness of the field and me squabbling and trying to get other people involved to overtake the Ferrari of Capita Hood, it brought everyone else into the game and it brought me off the podium. So life lesson: don't mess around. Quit screwing around, as someone on South Park once said. Anyway, we move on to the Austrian Grand Prix. Qualified P4 in this one. Not a great quality lap. As you can see, 7/10 off pole position, which is a lot around this circuit. I think for a lot of these quality laps, I was just making sure I got a lap in, because if you don't get one in, you're starting last with the crazies. So, yeah, avoid that if you can. 5 red lights, and we are underway. For that guy, he's got 1 billion seconds worth of penalties, I reckon, for jumping the start past the Maldonado style, down into turn 1, absolutely yeeted by, I don't even know who, to be honest. That was not fun. But thankfully, damage is off in this open lobby. This, like I said at the start of the video, this isn't my open lobby. If it was, I'd be doing 25% races, so we could test out safety cars and what have you. But, yeah, damage is off, and that allows us actually to fight back in this race, because if damage was on, I believe I got nosed into the wall, and that would have made life even more difficult. But we have the potential to get a good result out of this, so we're not going to give up in this Austrian Grand Prix. We're going to fight back. Only 5 laps to do so, so we've got to be aggressive and make the most of every single lap. And that was not a fun corner for me there, as I got caught up on the back of the racing point and just got wheel spin in second gear, which cost me about a second or so. So a bit annoying to have that set back, but we're going to see if we can fight back regardless. The racing point defending quite hard, making sure I never got an overlap and killing any momentum that I had on him. But we get up the inside, into the penultimate corner, and we're now in the points with 3 laps to go. We've got past him. Now let's hopefully get past this angry pack of cars who are all focused on each other. Pass going defensive. We might go... No, not going to go around the outside. He defends. He runs out wide, though. I'm going to cut back to the inside and get him at this next left-hander. Thank you very much. I think I ran into the back of the Alfa Romeo there, but that was fine. No damage. Going to go up in a rich and overtake and shortchange this guy like we did to the racing point on the last lap, and now we're in P8. So making pretty quick work of these guys. They're all making tiny little mistakes, which enable me to get past them. This one is going to be quite difficult as we go around the outside of turn 1. It's not really an overtaking corner, but we put the bravery pants on and we were able to make the most of that into P7 now as we head on to the last lap. I think that guy got disqualified. Corner cutting or something, which puts us up in a P6. Could be P5. Yeah, that guy did get disqualified. And now we go around the outside of the Red Bull, who has a penalty anyway, which we didn't need to worry about. He lets us go, and that was the race. Last place, back up in a P5. Not a bad recovery effort. And when you check the final result standings, the top 3 all had penalties themselves, so we really could have got involved in that battle had we not been taken out at the start. Maybe even could have won it. But regardless, that's how the cookie crumbles. We now move on to the final race of the video, and this is the Japanese Grand Prix. We get pole by 1 second, which is pretty ridiculous. So a lot of the faster drivers ending up towards the back. Chenge there in 18th place. There's a new guy who's entered the fray who's pretty darn fast. I think his username is RF, so keep an eye out for him. Plus some other decent drivers like Swifty and Whisper who qualified at the front, however, probably didn't get the maximum out of their one-shot quali lap. But we're underway, and from the lead of the Grand Prix, we have the worst timed lag spike you could imagine in this race, dropping us from first to third. Like, if you lose spots early on in a race, it's the worst timing. It's the worst time to lose positions or to make any kind of mistake or have any kind of time loss. If you're going to make mistakes, and I wouldn't advise this for any racing driver or racing game enthusiast, make them at the end of the race when, you know, the field is spread out. Goodbye, P2. And hello, P2 for myself. So, yeah, don't make the mistakes early, because then you've got to re-overtake all the solid objects that are racing their way around the circuit with you. That makes life more difficult. Make them at the end, because then there's more gaps that you can plug yourself into and drive at normal speed. That is Racing 101 from Mr. Tiametmarduk right there. But yeah, we lost the spots early, and now we're having to fight our way back through the field. We're setting a purple first sector here on lap 2, trying to range up onto the back of Swifty, who is, you know, no slouch in this Grand Prix. Was 1 second off in quali, but that is definitely not the delta between the two of us in the race. It's definitely a lot closer. That RF guy, who I told you to watch out for, he's now behind me in P3, only 1.9 seconds back. And at this point, I didn't know who he was, how fast he was, etc. I only had eyes for Swifty, who is right in front of me. And that's what we're doing right now. We're getting past him, round the outside into 130R. I've turned off the overtake because I don't want to waste all my battery on this straight. I want to actually save some for the end of the Grand Prix so I can go for a fast lap. We basically used the battery to draw alongside, and then we used the brakes to do the rest. And so there we go, fast lap of the Grand Prix. This is why we saved up our ERS, so that we can defend, because this start-finish straight is rather long, and not having any ERS to play with could leave me in a lot of trouble. So we lead the Grand Prix. RF is 1.6 seconds back now, and as we head on to the penultimate lap, he's going to move his way up into P2 with a fast lap of his own. So there we go, he's now moved up into second. And now I've got 2 laps to fend off this guy who is pretty rapid in this race. I think his fastest lap was like 4/10 faster than my best lap. So, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. And as you can see, we've not got much ERS to play with, only 18% at this stage. And now I've clocked onto the fact that this guy is rapid. And I'm like, oh crap, how are we going to contain this guy? We contain him by using all of our ERS on the start-finish straight. So you might have noticed I used absolutely no overtake on the run-up to 130R. I thought, if he overtakes me here, it's fine. I get DRS on this straight. Didn't overtake me. He held back. And now I've saved up a tiny bit of battery for this last lap, for this final DRS straight here. We've managed to negotiate this for now. We've got no ERS left, 1% as we head into turn 1. Not an ideal situation to be in, I will say, but at least we're still in the lead of the Grand Prix. We've got a fighting chance of winning this. We've just got to recover as much battery as we can. We've managed to hold him off for 1 lap. Now we've just got 1 more to go. Let's just hope that he's used up a lot of ERS himself. I'm not recovering anything. I've only got 7% at this stage, and we're now coming up to the more open part of the track, sectors 2 and 3, where overtaking is a lot more viable. So here we go. This is going to be a big test. Lean out of the hairpin to minimize the wheel spin, up in a rich to maximize the time down the straight. Heading into the spoon curve. This is the most important corner of the lap we've got left. Maximizing that through in 5th gear. Really nice run in there. We go up in a rich and overtake now to burn all of the battery that we've got left. And we're actually gaining time out of the spoon curve. So that was a wonderful exit for us, which allows us, I think for now, to hold on to the lead of this race. You can see we had no battery left as we got to the braking phase of the Casio Triangle, and there we go. That is us winning the Japanese Grand Prix against very formidable opponents. That RF guy was absolutely rapid. I thought for all money he's going to overtake me. He had a lot of pace. And I think we just managed that very well, using all the ERS on the overtaking straight, the DRS straight, and then having to sacrifice other areas of the circuit to run into 130R. I could have been overtaken there if he really wanted to get past me. I don't think he did. He wanted to overtake me on the DRS straight. Couldn't get me. And in the end, we just about hold on. But there we go, guys. That's been this video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. And if you want to get involved in my lobbies, follow me on Twitter. And I will at least tweet when I'm going to go live with an open lobby. So yeah, keep an eye out for that very soon. Maybe even today. If you're watching this after the F1 Esports, I might do something. Or tomorrow. Just keep an eye out on my Twitter. And I'll try and do something. I want to test out 25% races with safety cars. And let's see if we can break the game, really. If it doesn't break, then great. But if it does break, makes for good content, doesn't it? But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.